Good morning, everybody. It is Monday and it's Memorial Day, and you're probably saying, "Who the hell is that man?" That is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
I'm wonderful on this great day.
Mike is on Kim's side of the family, and they're from Alabama. You originally from Milwaukee, though, right?
Yes, sir.
And they're retired, and him and his beautiful wife, they're traveling the Midwest. They're headed up to Milwaukee. All right, listen. On this day, we try to say the right thing. How do I say it? How do I say it to where nobody gets mad at me? I want to thank all the men and women. So let me just give you my version of it. I'm not half the person anybody was that is in any war. My thankfulness, my humbleness. I can't imagine what everybody went through when they went to war. I read great stories about firefights when we had to take over one of the islands in the Pacific Ocean. We've been, over to Pearl Harbor. We've seen it. Once again, I'm not half the person you all are. So for anybody and everybody who was involved in any war, my heartfelt thankfulness. We live in the greatest land of all because of you all. So on this Memorial Day weekend, everybody's going to spend time with their loved ones. That's what you're going to do. And we're going to celebrate what America is all about. It's about those people that kept us free. Now, that's the best I can do, okay? Because every year everybody gets in arguments about how you say it. Did you say it right? All my love and all my thankfulness for everybody involved in every war. Thank you. Thank you so much. Whew. All right. Deep breath, everybody. All right. We were not going to do a coffee with Kenny this morning. And here lately, I've been saying that a lot, but I mean it. We don't got to do a coffee with Kenny every morning. But my gosh, after reading Kyle Larson's letter this morning, how could I not respond to that letter? Kyle Larson puts a letter out. And it is heartfelt as all get out. In short, you all go read it. It's everywhere. I'm sure, I'm going to tell you what, the punctuation, the commas, the periods are in perfect place. It's well done. So basically it says, Kyle Larson this morning, on this Monday morning, on Memorial Day morning, Kyle Larson says, what was going to be the greatest day of my life turned out to be one of the worst experiences of my life. He said, we knew the weather could play a part, but to see it rear its ugly head in reality was like, oh my. He says he felt like he let everybody down. Documentary crew followed them for 8 months. And it just didn't turn out. So I want to respond to this. At the very end, there was an innuendo. At the very end of this letter, he says, now I want to get back refocused and go for a second championships. Plural. He's already won one championship, right? So at the end of this letter, I know I'm repeating myself. He said, now it's time to get refocused and go for a second NASCAR Cup championship. That was an innuendo. Because now it's a drum roll. Will NASCAR grant him a waiver? Because the way the rules are is that it's kind of like union. It's kind of like you're part of the union. You know, the union, if you're going to be union, you got to abide by all these rules so you can stay union. And if you don't abide by all the rules, you get penalized, things of that nature. If you don't pay your dues, if you don't pay those dues, if you don't allow the union to take that money out of your paycheck every month and you don't pay those dues, they can kick you out of the union. That's just the way it is. So NASCAR, they're not union, but they kind of the same way. Oh, Herman, you went there. Well, no, I didn't go there. I'm just stating the way it really is. NASCAR says to run for a championship, you have to run every single race. Now, about 3 years ago, subscribe right here or respond right here if I'm wrong. So many years ago. It's not up to me to be perfectly accurate. So many years ago, NASCAR came out with a new rule and said, we're going to give you a waiver. What's a waiver? A waiver's if somebody's got a hell of a year going on, like Kyle Busch did, and he broke his leg in the Busch Grand National Series at Daytona. That's called a waiver. That means unforeseen circumstances. Let's say your mom and dad die on race day, and you got to go to the funeral. I really like this new rule that NASCAR came out with, because in every other competition, whether you're in the NFL, if you're a Green Bay Packer and something happens catastrophic, you're allowed to stay out that game without any repercussions. So I like NASCAR's new rule. So the question begs, and respond right here: is NASCAR going to give Kyle Larson a waiver, and will they let him run for the championship? Now, I see Dave Moody's response out there, and I see a lot of people. They're mean. They're mean. No, he does not deserve one. He put a race. He put a big race before another big race. Well, I'm not that mean, although I'm hardcore. I grew up on the rough side. The rough side drags with me. I grew up around mean people, and I know what realism is. And I know what realism is. And I know what being mean is. The only reason I'm mean to you is if you're mean to me. So I'm not mean about this. Kyle Larson, here's my opinion. Here's my response. Kyle Larson deserves a waiver. Hold on. And here's why. See, I'm going to tell you why. That's the difference. Some of you out there just can go, he don't deserve it. Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because the Indianapolis 500 is the biggest race of all, and he decided to pull it off. With his car owner, Rick Hendrick, his blessing. Rick Hendrick pays him. Rick Hendrick was a part of all this. It helped promote racing beyond belief. If I'm judge and jury, I'm going to write a little letter. And I'm going to say, based on my opinion, Kyle Larson helped move the sport of motorsports along in a fashion never seen before. Media, people around the world followed this act beyond belief, and it helped our sport so much that we're going to grant him a waiver. Now, you're going to respond, and you're going to, that ain't the way it should be. He broke the rule. Well, hold on. It was a God act. Remember, insurance. Your insurance only works unless it was a godly act. We can't control what God does, right? You ever read some of your fine print? They won't cover insurance unless it was a godly act. Well, to me, they knew it could rain, but what are you going to do? You're sitting there, you're sponsored by McLaren. They got millions of dollars, years put into this deal, and you're going to go, well, he made his own choice. No, that's called being mean. Hey, listen, he came to Charlotte Motor Speedway. He was there. He put his helmet on. He was ready to go for the Coke 600. He was there. Who knew it was going to rain at Charlotte Motor Speedway? Who knew it was going to rain at Indy? It was an act of God. It was an act of God. So I just don't think you're that damn mean. And I know, I get it. I see you right now. You're mean. You had a rough life growing up as a kid. So you just want to be mean. He don't deserve it because he knew what he was doing. Hold on. Where's your heart? He's the best thing that's happened in racing in a long time. People flock to these facilities. He's a gift from God. Yes, I said it. He is better. A lot of you try to go, well, he ain't no better than me. The hell he ain't. He's better than all of you. This is once in a lifetime type driver. This is another Jeff Gordon. This is another Tony Stewart. Those are the drivers. Subscribe right here or respond right here if you think I'm wrong, because that's the reason I'm making this video. I need you to be mad at me. If you don't agree with me, respond right here. Light it up. But I'm right and you're wrong. So think about it for a little bit and you make a fool out of yourself. Don't make a fool out of yourself. I don't want to see you go, he don't deserve one. That's stupid. All right? The waiver is given to Kyle Larson because he helped move the sport forward, and there was millions of eyes on him cheering him on. Now, if you want to back up, if you want to put the big bus in reverse, beep, beep, well, NASCAR did what they had to do. Kyle Larson forced him into a corner. See, the thing is I know what you're thinking, but you're thinking wrong. Sometimes people think wrong. They don't have a heart. This waiver was put in place for unforeseen circumstances. Now, I've already said what I know you're going to say. So Kyle Larson deserves a waiver. All right, everybody, stay safe on Memorial Day. Swim nice. Keep an eye on your kids. And eat whatever you want to eat. I'll see you all Sunday morning here in St. Louis, Missouri, because NASCAR is coming to town. Kenny Wallace Live is what they call it, with John Roberts. Kenny Wallace Live with John Roberts this Sunday for the NASCAR Cup race at the Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis, Missouri. I will be racing Friday night at Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois for the big race. $20,000 to win on Saturday night. I'll be running Friday only with my modified. There's a big late model race sponsored by Gordy Gundaker. So go to Tri-City Speedway, Granite City, Illinois for the big $20,000 to win late model race on Friday night. Then I'll roll over Saturday night to Kenny Schrader's I-55 Raceway in Peevely. And then I'll get up about 4:35 in the morning and I'll beat your crazy ass to the racetrack. Yes, I will. And we're going to do Kenny Wallace Live. And then after that, I'm going to introduce one of the greatest baseball pitchers of all time. Uncle Charlie, Wayno, Adam Wainwright. He's turned into a country western singer. And I'm going to introduce him after Kenny Wallace Live. All right, everybody, take it easy.